Hi, and welcome to my podcast. I don't want to do this anymore. This is a podcast where I talk about all those tedious and repetitive tasks that most of us have to do over and over again for the rest of our lives. Today's topic is going to the bathroom. I will attempt to not be disgusting, but I don't want to go to the bathroom anymore. I think the worst ways of going to the bathroom are number one, in your pants, number two, off the side of a boat, number three, Chernobyl style, sitting on a log over a pit of sewage, and four, in a portalette, especially at any kind of a multi-day festival in hot weather. I am speaking from experience. It's soul killing. I have irritable bowel syndrome, which may be TMI, but it has afforded me many opportunities to urgently need a restroom. Sometimes this happens up to 3 times before I leave my house. If I'm not at home, it can be a nightmare. There had better be toilet paper or I'm screwed. Now there's toilet paper, and then there's toilet paper. If you get that one-ply tissue that you can see chunks of wood in and it tears off one sheet at a time, you're probably going to end up with abrasions on some very sensitive body parts. If it's too soft, it sticks to those parts and clogs the toilet. Please find a happy medium. I prefer Angel Soft. You also need to check and make sure there's actually toilet paper available. If not, you get to ask strangers to be so kind as to hand you the thing that is going to be used on your most private parts. And they don't know your situation, how much you're going to need. I'm on the fence about toilet seat covers. If the seat is wet, sit down, ladies. Men, you are on your own. I've heard how disgusting your bathrooms are. Back to the covers. Is there something on our bare butts I should be worried about? I mean, unless you're a freak, you don't put any leaky parts on the seat. It seems more likely I'm going to accidentally touch something gross putting the cover on the seat. And it's also not ecologically friendly. So I'm back at home, home sweet home. You're near the end of the roll. How little can you ethically leave for the next person before you have to change the roll? And if I don't change it, please put it on the way I like it, which is tearing from the top. I never, ever want to fix a clogged toilet again. If it happens at home, I'm just going to pack up and move. New house, new toilet. I gag if I have to clean up a skid mark. I'm going to throw up if I have to plunge poo. All right, here's a little history about bathroom culture. The first flowing water toilets were used about 5,000 years ago in places like Rome. First flushing toilet was invented in 1596 in England. So why, when people came to America, did anybody build an outhouse? I would prefer a shovel and a wooded area to going to an outhouse. So what can go wrong if you stop going to the bathroom? Fecal impaction, for one thing. This can cause bowel perforation, leaking of liquid stools, another gross word, stools, abdominal bloating, vomiting, etc. Elvis Presley reportedly died from complications of fecal impaction, as did Catherine the Great, King George II, and Lenny Bruce. But that one might have been the heroine. According to an NIH journal, 30 to 50% of us can look forward to incontinence when we become elderly. In case you don't know what that means, it just slips out and you can't stop it. At that point, I'll probably be more appreciative of the times I could actually use a restroom. And let's not forget toxic megacolon. This can actually kill you. It happens when you get a colon infection of some sort. It causes your large intestine to widen and stop working, so you become literally full of poop. Depending on the cause and whether or not you have an inflammatory bowel disease, it is fortunately not very common. So maybe, just for today, you go to the bathroom, business as usual. This podcast was produced by myself, Julie Fabian, and Britt Mingy. You can contact us at idon'twanttothethispodcast@gmail.com. That's idon'twanttothethispodcast@gmail.com. We welcome your ideas and comments, and we'll share them on a later podcast. A special thank you to my husband Kent for his support for this venture. Original music is by Britt Mingy. Thanks, and have a great one.